Don't say I never make hard decisions. If you think choosing an ice cream flavor is cruel and unfair, which, quick little trick for you, do this. But trying to narrow down a list of the top PlayStation 1 games to just 5 with such an extensive library, it's enough to make a person sick. Seriously, might want to lie down for this one. And yet, there's a part of me, a sick part, that likes a good top 5 exercise because there is no better way to hold your feet to the fire, at least not that I've found so far. Keep in mind that you are one of many people judging my top 5, and none of us will agree. So with that, jumping in at number 5, we've got Valkyrie Profile. I was actually trying to choose between this game and Final Fantasy IX, a game that I feel has a better story, but ultimately chose Valkyrie Profile because I just like its combat so much, helped in large part by all the 2D sprite work and animation. Everything just feels so cool to do in the battles. The PlayStation 1 could do 2D games really well, and to me this is one of the best examples. And for people who find RPGs to be slow games that put you to sleep, I got 2 options for you. Option number 1 or option number 2, play this game due to the fast pace it moves at, not to mention a very unique and clever battle system requiring you to make quick decisions on the fly and a good amount of strategy. Don't sleep on option number 1 though, literally. And not just for RPGs, but life in general. How do you think I got through my abstract algebra class in college? With how alert I was to participate, I was practically the teacher's pet. But when it comes to combat in RPGs, people say Expedition 33 has this innovative battle system, which I agree with, but this game was doing brilliant things back at the last turn of the century. Also, sometimes RPGs get a reputation as being more for dorks, likely due to their high fantasy settings, among other things, but this game makes me feel like a dork in the best way possible. I'm telling you, life's about balance. This past weekend, after watching an entire football game and eating buffalo wings, my dork balance was way off. So I reached for Zelda, but only like 6 out of 10 on the dork scale. So I reached for Valkyrie Profile and I was right back in business, baby. Voice acting in this game isn't great though, and definitely crosses signals in your brain hearing voice actors from the Pokemon show. No, I'm not kidding, but you get used to it, and I think the voice acting sounds fine during battles, which are my favorite part of the game anyway, so I'm okay with it. Next up, we've got Raiden DX. Classic arcade goodness with this one. I've always felt that the PlayStation's library of good shoot-'em-ups is incredibly overlooked. Seriously, it's debatably right up there with the Saturn and PC Engine, known as the kings of the genre. Raiden DX might be my favorite of the bunch though. It's an updated version of Raiden 2, which you can also get for PlayStation, and which is already an awesome game and perhaps one of the most well-known shoot-'em-ups for Americans. But outside of the arcades, Raiden DX was only ever released for the PlayStation in Japan. Bummer. But what a perfect opportunity for you to preemptively thank me for encouraging you to get a Japanese or region-free PS2. People think they need to get married, buy a house, or get an MBA to drastically change their lives, when all they need to do is get a region-free PS2, which can play not only the enormous PS2 and PS1 libraries, but also their enormous Japanese libraries, including cheaper versions of US games as well. And remember, you can also just get a Japanese PS2 to complement a US one. What makes Raiden tick, and especially Raiden DX, is its elegant balance of simplicity and complexity. Easy to play, easy to listen to, but hard to beat and even harder to stop playing. There's 3 different colored weapons you can power up, Team Purple myself, but I like them all. And I feel this game gives you just just enough breathing room in between the barrages of bullets to feel manageable, while also making the game feel like it's moving along at a nice pace. The boss fights are always pretty epic, it's just everything is good. It's an awesome game, and I look forward to the day I can beat it on 4 credits. Might be an imaginary day, but hey, I can dream. Add it to the list. Next up at number 3, one of the most well-known games for the system, Crash Bandicoot 2. Though I recommend the remake, but still give the original credit as a PS1 game. Crash 2 is the game in the series that I feel got everything just right. While the actual platforming is just inherently never going to feel quite as intuitive as a 2D platformer, I've had way too much fun with this game to care. This game nails what I feel every great platformer sets out to achieve. Simply make everything you do feel good. Bouncing on boxes, turtles, the famous spin attack, the goofy way you run, collecting the Wumpa fruits, all the various sounds everything makes, and perhaps most important of all, trying again after you die. The game was going for a positive, playful vibe that makes the challenge feel secondary. So what if I have to try a stage over and over if I'm enjoying playing it? I mean, if I'm enjoying something, I don't want it to be over. When I finish a banana, that sucks. And we're back in business. Besides clearing the stages, I enjoy finding the hidden colored gems and trying to break all the boxes too. Tons of fun and a game I've come back to countless times. But after a silly game like Crash, it must be time for a serious game, right? And what could be more serious than this? Resident Evil 3. I had a hard time choosing between 2 and 3, but ultimately the looming threat of Nemesis lurking around in 3 left more of an impression on me. The tension of progression is what I love most about Resident Evil games. Nothing lights my jockeys like coming up with a game plan at a safe room for where I want to go and what I want to try to do, then setting out to try to go execute it. Wondering if Nemesis will pop out at any time adds to this suspense and adds to it big time. And I know what you're thinking, what does lighting your jockeys mean? Doesn't matter, means I like this game. Heck, I even enjoy the tank controls that drive some people crazy, and nobody can stop me. My jockeys are lit! I can also appreciate some of the more artistic aspects of the game, namely the pre-rendered backgrounds. I've always loved these because they feel more thoughtful and meticulously crafted than random 3D elements. I find they tie into the fluidity of the gameplay as well, since each pre-rendered background is so distinct and doesn't change, they serve as quick visual cues that let you know where you are, which is very important as you're almost always on the run from something like, you know, zombies or this guy, and need to navigate quickly. Some might say the tank controls mess with this a bit, which I think is fair, but in a way I can relate. My movement isn't always as precise when I'm moving urgently in real life either, like when the hunger monkey for a nanner strikes. Ultimately, the game does what it needs to for me, which is that it pushes my enjoyment level to its maximum while I'm playing it, and that's why it's my number 2. Only ever played the game in my 30s too, and can't wait to play it again. But now it's time for my number 1 game, a game that is probably number 1 for a lot of people, which would be Metal Gear Solid, which is also my favorite game in the Metal Gear Solid series. The way this game has always landed for me is that because this was the first game in the Solid series, I understand there were the regular Metal Gear games before it, but because this was Hideo Kojima's first game in the series, it feels like there was a different process that went into it. Starting a series involves a different process than a follow-up where you might be thinking about how you can outdo or up the ante, whereas with the first game, you're simply thinking about how you can make it good, and I'd imagine there's a ton of inspiration at play as you're building everything from the ground up. Anyways, like I said, that's just how the first game lands with me. Sure, it can be wordy, but not nearly as much as later games in the series, just enough dialogue to communicate the gravity of the overall mission and break up the gameplay while never making you feel bogged down by it. Also, the voice acting is shockingly good. Headlined by the now famed David Hayter, even now, the voice acting holds up. There's a charm to how this game plays too. I really like the way the little radar blip in the corner works for stealth. The story is involved and interesting without feeling over bloated. There's a lot of memorable moments, controller port shenanigans, for those who know, you know. Oh, and who could forget the way people scream through your radio when you die? Perfect video game. And that does it for my top 5. You know the drill. Tell me why I'm an idiot for not having the exact same opinions as you, although most of you do a good job of not doing that. But second I don't call attention to it, some people just go right back to it. So I'll keep making jokes about it. But with that, let me know what your top 5 would be. Sorry if it makes you sick. Don't forget to take a sick day tomorrow if you need it. Send your boss this video to explain why, and I will see ya in the next video.
He's the retro bird, yeah, and he's talking about video games. He's the red